Well, I'm delighted to meet all of you and impressed with you for giving up some of your summer to come and celebrate America. You know, America comes around once every 5 to 10,000 years. It's really a miracle that America exists. And there was something that my good man, John Adams, said that has stayed with me that I love. Now listen carefully to this, and then you tell me what you think he meant by it. This is what he said. The revolution didn't happen so much with guns and ammunition. The revolution happened in the hearts and the minds of the people. Now what do you think he meant by that? What do you think? Maybe so. What do you think? So, there were some emotions involved. Do you think it's possible that the war really happened over an idea? Now, think about this for just a moment. Would you give up your life for your mom?
Yeah.
If you could save your mom's life by giving up yours, would you do it?
Yeah.
You would do it. I believe you. Would you give up your life for your friends and your country? Would you do that?
Yeah.
A lot of people would. They would give up their lives for their friends and their country. Now, check this out and think about this. Would you give up your life for an idea? It depends on the idea. I'm going to tell you a revolutionary idea. And it goes like this. Your rights, see how this feels to you? Your rights are given to you by other people. They're given to you by a king or a prince or a noble. So, somebody who can give you your rights can take them away. They can decide to take away your property, your crops that you worked for and harvested, your car, your toys, your stuff. They can take it away because might makes right. If you can do it, you could do it. That's the way people lived for hundreds of years in Europe. Their rights were given to them by a king. And if the king decided to take away your life, he could do it if it suited him and his needs. Now, how does that feel to you? Wrong? Not doesn't feel quite right? Do you know why? Because you are Americans. And Americans fought for the power of an idea. And that idea is this. Ready? Your rights aren't given to you by a king, or a prince, or a noble, or a soldier, or a general, or any other human being. Your rights are given to you by God. And they cannot be taken away by anyone, no matter how popular, no matter how powerful. Even you can't take away your rights. They're given to you by the fact that you are a human being. That is a revolutionary idea. Do you agree? So check this out. I'm going to say it one more time. You tell me what you think he meant. John Adams. The revolution didn't happen so much with guns and ammunition. It happened. The revolution happened in the hearts and minds of the people. Do you understand a little bit more, maybe, of what he meant? The power of an idea. It's okay. You will. You will over time. Now, I'd love to show you some stuff, because I think it's interesting to see the material culture of how people lived in the past. First of all, what is this? What is it for? Yeah, with kind of fun decorations on it. This was to hold cheese. Cheese making day was the same as candle making day. Do you know the reason why? Because after making your big wheel of cheese, you dip it in wax. Is that what you said?
I said it comes from cows.
Thank you for the sound effects. You dip dredge the cheese in wax to preserve it, to keep it nice and fresh. And then you put it in a box like this and cut pieces as you need it. Now I have something to show you. What are these for?
Cleaning. I know. I went spreading out a fur comb in there, right? And it ate
I can sense that you're trying to recall what they're for. They're brushes. What
brush
is
them
it?
together and have a wool. It does.
Right.
It helps me.
Very good. These are wool carders. You're exactly right. You take the raw wool, cut off the land, and it was the children's job to remove all of the little sticks and burrs and weeds and little pieces that the lamb had gotten all over the summer. And this was also the child's job, to card all the wool all the winter long. Now what could be done with the wool after it's been carded and all the fibers moved into the same direction? And what would be the next step?
You take it off.
You take it off,
I just said the next step, John.
and usually the mom would sit at a spinning wheel with a treadle, and it would go round and round, and you could make thread out of this raw wool. And then what do you do with it?
So
You could weave it, right? And ultimately make clothing out of it. Good. Clothing was so important to our ancestors. It was their only way to control their environment. They didn't have air conditioning or heating and so forth. What's this?
tomato.
It is a tomato. What's it for?
Can I eat it?
Right, right. It's a pincushion. Abigail Adams wrote Chose's man John when he was in Congress. She wrote him, "I think I'm living politics. Because of the decisions you're making, I open the cupboard and I find no sugar, and no flour, and no tea, and no coffee. So I think I'm living politics. I'm living the consequences of the decisions that you're making." But they were willing to sacrifice because of the power of an idea. This is pincushion. And Abigail wrote to her husband, "I think I can make do with everything. I can make tea out of dried raspberry leaves." Does that sound appetizing? Yeah. They didn't think so either. They loved their tea. But they were willing to make all kinds of sacrifices. But she said, "But what I really need are some pins." She still needed to mend the clothes and make clothes all through the cold New England winter. So she wrote her husband, "Please, if at all possible, will you please send me some pins?" Now I have one more thing to show you. That pincushion was not 200 years old to the time of the Revolution, but it's about 100 years old. But right now I have something to show you that is 200 years old.
Cheese?
And very well-aged cheese, yes. Now this was something that Abigail Adams would have used dozens and dozens of over her life.
Oh, it's not
Can
cheese.
you tell me what this is?
Wow. Perfume.
It looks like a perfume bottle. Who said ink bottle? Was that you? You are exactly right. Now, one of the ways that we could tell how old this ink bottle is, I think this is interesting. Later, they used corks. It does look pretty new, doesn't it? Glass keeps really well. Later, they also used screw tops, so you can tell how old an inkwell bottle is by the nature of the cap on it. This has a really rough cut upper edge. The reason why is after the glass blower, made this ink bottle, they put the ink inside it, and then he took a hot iron and pinched the top together so that the ink would remain nice and fresh and ready to use. So it can be transported over long distances and so forth. What needs to happen though after you buy the ink? What do you need to do? And how do you manage that? You just had to take some nippers, and actually break the top of the bottle. So that's why it's so sharp at the top. It's just broken right off. That's how come we can tell how old this is. Now tell me this. See how it has some ridges on the top here? What do you think that's for? How about that? Pardon me? You're exactly right. Very good deductive reasoning you have there. It was so you could put the feather quill pen that was full of ink. If you just laid it down on the paper or down on the desk, what would happen? It bleeds and ruined the desk and the paper. So that little ridge was put there so you could lay even 2 pens at the same time right on the paper. Well, it's interesting to see old things and to think about what it really would have been like to live back then. Now, I have something very important to ask you. What do you love? What do you love to study? Is that right? Reptiles? That is awesome. Good for you. You love science? Good for you. What else do you love to study? Yes. History. Now, I have known a lot of historians in my day, and I know that historians tend to like a certain period of history. They tend to emphasize. So what period of history do you particularly love? Middle Ages, ancient history, Ice Age. What's your favorite?
Mine's technology.
You love ancient history. That's awesome. What else do you love to study and do? Do we have any dancers here? Do we have any artists here? Thank you for the demonstration.
Yeah.
Do we have any poets here? Do we have any literature lovers, readers? Oh, yeah, you bet. I'd like you to think about what you love to study while we read this quote. And this is what I'll finish with in the few minutes we have left. This is another thing that John Adams said. Now, I know that this is kind of looks like 19th century handwriting, this cursive, but can we kind of read it together? A lot of you are learning cursive, right? So can you read this? Let's try it. I must study politics and war, that my sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. My sons ought to study mathematics and philosophy, geography, natural history, naval architecture, navigation, commerce, and agriculture, in order to give their children a right to study painting, poetry, music, architecture, statuary, tapestry, and porcelain. According to this, me and all of you are John and Abigail Adams' grandchildren. Because of their sacrifices, they set up the miracle that is America, that we could do and learn and become what we want to, what we love. How many awesome paintings can you paint if you're always worried about fighting off invaders from stealing all your food storage? Can you paint a lot of paintings if you're always worried about that? Can you write a lot of awesome poems if you're always worried about invaders coming into your
Play your favorite video games.
Yeah, taking what you want? Can you play a lot of video games if you're fighting off people? Because of the laws and the institutions of America, we have an amount of security such that we do have the freedom to fulfill the measure of our creation. Now, let me show you a painting that I've done, may I? I brought it along. This is a painting of my favorite author. Her name is Jane Austen. Now, you recognize Jane Austen, it sounds like. Now, she lived about the same time as Abigail Adams in the we say the early 19th century, which means the early 1800s. And because I live in America, because I have the security and the laws and the freedoms that we do, I have the freedom to paint. I have the freedom to read. I have the freedom to raise my children how I want to raise them, to teach them the things that I want to teach them that are important to me, and not the things that are important to the king that I happen to live under. So one more time, your rights are given to you by the king. rights are given to you by the president.
No.
Yeah. Oh, your rights are given to you by the police.
No.
Your rights are given to you by God.
Wait.
And our system and constitution is set up to protect those inalienable rights. So you can do and be whatever you want. Now is the time. You get to play your part.